The difference between average and elite is not skill, it's the mindset in decisive moments. And that's the crux of the book which I've read last year, which is Winner's Mindset by Sean Watson. It's been about 4 or 5 months till I have read that book, and I think now I have totally absorbed it, and I'm ready to make this video. So while reading the book, I have made few points, and now I'm going to explain it to you. And I hope if you listen to these points, you will consider that you have read the book, and you can just left the video in between if you really found this point interesting, and just read the book yourself, which I will highly recommend because it was, I think, the best book I have ever read by a sport person. He really talks about his mindset, his weakness that he had, and everything. Like in one of the, I think chapter 4, he mentions that he used to premeditate a lot, means like he used to consider, means like he used to calculate too much before execution, and you and his and the fact that he used to overplan every move, he get disconnected from his natural instinct, which caused really problem. He really talks about being going on with your instincts. Like he mentioned, when you like Shane Watson mentioned that when Shane Watson used to bowl, Shane Watson, whenever he bowled with instinct, he always bowled good. But whenever he used his over brain and overplan things, he ended up bowling bad balls. And like he also remember how he used to use memories, like good memories and emotions, as a weapon. In tough moments, he used to recall positive emotion when you consciously bring up good memories, confidence, or past when your subconscious mind relaxes. That was he mentioned in the book. That like if he is going on a bad phase or he want to feel happy, so he used to recall good memories. I think he gives an example of Bradley, if I'm not wrong, or Shane one of the Australian bowler who like in the nest. I think yeah, Bradley in the nest, and everyone was watching other player videos. At that moment, just Bradley opened internet and just searched Bradley top 5 wickets, and just watch himself bowling. Just watched videos of himself hitting the wickets of the players, like bowled. He bowled so well that he bowled the wickets, bowled the middle stump and all that, and seeing his celebration video, which really triggered him, and in the match he performed really well. Shane Watson really mentioned that how can your emotions be used as a weapon. And again, he also in this book he has repeatedly mentioned to trust your gut and block the noise. Like in this book, he mentions that in your one shoulder there is a bird. There are birds who will be chirping things around you, like, "Oh no, don't go for this shot. This shot can make you out. This shot can be really tough." And in the book, he says that it's not really necessary to listen to those birds. You can just feel your instincts. Uh, Basically means external voices, opinions, expectation, pressures are distractions. If something feels right, just commit. In the real world, you can take this cross from the line. And the next point is mentioned is like confidence is built, not imagined. Like these birds who are speaking to you about before playing a shot, before playing to Shane Watson, he says that it was created due to low confidence, and as mm, and his confidence is how low his confidence is. and That's how louder these birds used to get, and high confidence used to silence him. So I think it's confidence. Like you can't. He also mentioned that he can't really perform every match. I think Sachin played around 400 innings, and out of them, he scored centuries 100 times. So if Sachin has not played 400 innings, Sachin has surely played way more innings than 400. Yeah, Sachin has played 452 in ODI and 329 test matches, so around 329 innings. Yeah, lump sum 800 innings. He has played 400 in ODI. And control what you can and ignore excuses. Like in your life, there will be two factors, A factor and B factor. Whenever you will try to do something great, like if Shane Watson, like take example of Shane Watson, if Shane Watson is going to bat, then he can't hit. Then there are several A factors which he has in control, like how well he middles the ball, and how well he middles the ball, how well he places a shot. But there are several B factors, like if a catch, if a fielder drops the catch, then he get a life. It's a B factor. It's a positive B factor, but there are negative B factors as well, like umpire give wrong decision. So like, but you can't really say that B factors. But you can't really say that everything is responsible on luck. B factors are basically luck. A factor is hard work. It's a really good take on hard work versus luck. You can't really say that everything is dependent on B, like a bad umpiring decision on everything. You can't really control them. So the best thing you can do is ignore them. So what you have to do now? So just make your A factor so strong. Just keep working on them, that the effect B factor have on your life become as minimum as possible. Like umpire won't give a wrong decision if you never as a ball or never misses a ball, right? So he mentions that if your P factor becomes better, the if your A factor become better, then the effective B factor have your own inning, or in your case in your life, then it will become way minimum. Fear, and he also mentioned that fe- fear of failure should not come when you are executing the thing. It should come during the preparation phase. Like when you are batting, the fear of failure shouldn't come. It should come while you are in your nets. And stop treating, be process driven, not result driven. Basically, enjoy the challenge, have fun with it. And stop treating your exams, your inning, your events as life or death situations. Pressure rises when you make something too big. Just don't make it that big. Like it's a part of the process. Just see it that way. And like he also mentioned that your brain believes what your body. So if you just feel inside that you don't belong here, you won't really stand still, you won't speak calmly, you start stutter, then your body will, mind will believe. And then also set targets higher than reality. It's what I got to the crux of it. Basically, it talks about how David Warner believed that his whenever he was batting, his target was 150, not 100, so that he doesn't get distracted after 100 and get out. And Sin Washington used to get out at 100 every time. And he also talked it about manifestation in journaling in that book, like that you should writing in a diary improves visualization, planning, and emotional clarity. And he also gave example of several players who used to like visualize themselves. I think ghost batting, or sorry, shadow batting. Shadow is the term they use for it, like just batting now and then. Every time they, not with a ball, just in their mind, batting. If he ball a bouncer, then what I will do and all that. And what true mental toughness means is not being rude to yourself, just being not allowing negative thoughts to penetrate your mind. And you should never think that I won't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, it's fine. And like he also mentioned, he also do an activity, like in that activity, like first, let me do this activity to you. Count back from 98 to 1, but every time subtract 3, like 98, then say 95, then 92. Keep going. When I say next, keep going. Just keep going yourself. 95, 92, 89, 86. Now tell me what is 3 times 4. And now tell me what is 4 times 8. See, while you were calculating 4 times 8, your mind just freeze and focuses on the calculation that 4 times 8 is 8 is 24, 32. And you will stop subtracting 3 from it, right? So that's what is. He also mentioned that you can't really multitask. You can really focus one at a time. You are just juggling you can juggle between tasks. Multitasking means juggling between tasks really well, like focusing on one task and then focusing on the next task. Hmm. And like, and don't mention, like, he also mentioned that just don't mention to your brain that what will happen if I lose, so that your brain, okay, if you are like, let me give an example, like if I am going to a hackathon or a competition, I won't think that what will happen, just don't lose. That's not what you should win. That that's not what you should be thinking. You should be thinking that I want to win. Because if you will think that I don't want to lose, your brain will start to think like what will happen if I will lose. And I think I have a better example. I think Abhishek Sharma mentioned it in his one of his interviews that when he got out in the first inning, he got catch out, and then he talked to Ricky Ponting. He thought Ricky Ponting will say that don't hit that shot, but Ricky Ponting said I want this ball in the stands next time, which he really liked because Ponting knew and he even practiced it during his Australian captaincy that the player's mindset is very important. Like if you will say him don't bowl a wide, then player will start bowling a wide. Like probably 2 or 3 months ago, there was a cricket match where Arshdeep Singh bowled 7 wides, and I think after the first ball he started thinking I don't want to bowl up wide, and he ends up bowling 7 wides because your mind will start thinking about the wide, and mind and body are connected. If something is going on in your mind, then the body follows. And always stay in the present, don't go in past, don't go in future. You can't multitask, just focus on the present. And be kind and fair to yourself. Like stop self punishment after a failure, that I won't eat this, I won't uh, eat that. After a loss, don't do it. Sacrifice or emotionally punish yourself. I think Shane Watson gave an example of 2018 final of Chennai versus SRH, which is one of my favorite matches of Shane Watson's career. He gives an example like he played 12 2 over straight up dot, and like the run rate was really high, so Fab played a shot in which he got out. Fab played a very risky shot in which he got out, and Shane Watson know it deep down Fab played it short because he had taken so many dot balls. Fab didn't need to play that shot, but he just took an extra risk because Shane Watson was not didn't score runs in the first 2 overs. But Shane Watson didn't dig on that. Like he mentioned that if he was younger, he would have dig on that and started making mistakes. He just took it ball and ball, just stayed in present, not in past, not in future, and he just acknowledged it, move on, and focus on the next ball, next ball, next ball, and he scored a century that match, and he was the man of the match. He was so good in that match. He also had a pre-performance routine, which he mentioned, like he used to journaling, then watch positive videos of his families and all, then do yoga and meditation. By yoga, he meant stretching. Also, like fear belongs to practice, not performance. Like you should be afraid while practicing, not performing. And like in his pre-performance routine, he also mentioned that he used to don't think about the match the whole day and didn't use social media because he believed your mental stamina gets drained by social media and thinking about it, and when you go into the match you are all drained and you don't have enough mental energy. Always perform from success, not hope. Always think I come from success. Like always think I always win. I think that's a quote you can even see on several book pages. There is a thin line bit he also discussed about letting go but don't become careless. He I think he mentions ABD. He was sick in that match, and he was not positive. Like what happened, I happen. So he just start playing swords, and he scored 150 something in that match. So because he let go of it, but he didn't become careless. Like he didn't play some stupid swords. He was not hitting like everything. He was performing pure cricket and so but he was taking just a bit more risk. He was very calculated risk. So there is a difference between letting go and not caring. And he also mentioned that worrying about results is not very important. But if you don't even think about results, that's also a problem. So your focus should be like 90% on the current situation and 10% on the what's happening in the future. So, so my closing will be that a winner mindset is not magic; it's trained, prepare deeply, so just trust yourself and stay present.